So you want to teach English in Vietnam. Great choice. But here's something most people don't tell you. When you apply matters almost as much as what you bring to the table. Vietnam's teaching market is not a flat year-round hire fest. It runs on cycles, school calendars, public holidays, budget windows, and TET. Getting the timing right and you'll have schools competing for you. Get it wrong and you'll be refreshing your inbox for weeks wondering what happened. In this video, I'm going to walk through every single month of the year and tell you exactly what's hiring, what to avoid, and what you should be doing to put yourself in the best position. We're covering all 4 levels of the market: public school agency work, language centres, private schools, and international schools. January. This is actually a surprisingly active month, but you need to understand why. Tet, Vietnam's Lunar New Year, falls in late January or early February, and this shuts everything down for 1 or 2 weeks. Schools, centres, businesses, all closed. Language centres know this and often do a last-minute hiring push in early January to lock in teachers before the holiday chaos hits. If you're available and interview ready, you can absolutely land a contract here. International schools, forget it for January. Their hiring cycle for the following August intake is underway, but those roles are already deep in the pipeline for months earlier. Public school agency work. A few top-up contracts are floating around, but the school year is mid-flow, so agencies aren't pushing hard. Have your CV polished, documents certified, and be ready to interview fast. Centres that need someone in January need them now, so it is a good time to be in country if you're looking for work. Looking for work outside of Vietnam in January? No go. February. February is the quietest month of the entire year, full stop. Tech typically falls here, and Vietnam essentially pauses. Hiring managers are with their families, HR departments are closed, decision-making stops. Language centres, most are running a skeleton timetable or shut down entirely for TET break. A handful will post roles for post-TET starts, but responses will be slow. Public schools, no movement. Mid-semester, agencies are very quiet. Private schools, same story. Don't expect any replies in February. International schools, this is actually some of the better international school roles for August start appearing on job boards after the TET break. Don't waste your energy chasing jobs right now. Use February to build, update your CV, get your documents in order, gather reference letters, and search for the right schools. You want to come out of the TET season ready to go fast in March. March, the bounce back. March is when the market wakes up and it moves quickly. Language centres reopen and immediately start thinking about their spring and summer schedules. This is a legitimately strong month for language centre roles. They need teachers. TET is behind them and their real urgency to staff up before the busy April to June period. Public school agencies start posting mid-semester fill-in roles and begin advertising for the next school year starting in September. If you want agency work for September, getting your name in front of agencies now in February is very smart. Private schools, some movement here too, particularly smaller independent schools that operate on rolling intakes. International schools, March and April are peak hiring months for August starts. This is when shortlisting and interviews are happening. If you want an international school job for the next academic year, you need to be active in March. March is a hit everything month. Apply broadly, follow up on anything you sent in February, and get onto international school radars immediately if that's your target. April is the single most important month if international schools are your goal. Most international schools, IB, Cambridge, American curriculum, are finalising their August intake right now in March. Interviews are happening. Offers are going out. This window closes fast. And once the positions are filled, they're filled. Language centres are also busy. The lead up to summer creates demand, and centres are building up their rosters for what is their highest revenue season. Public school agencies still mid-year posts and solid activity for September placements. Now is a good time to get registered with the major agencies if you haven't already. Private schools moving too. April sees genuine hiring across the board. Prioritise. If international schools are the goal, they come first in April. Applications, tailored cover letters, school research. For all foreign language centres, cast a wide net. There's real volume here. May is still strong, but the character of the market starts to shift. Language centres, this is prime time. Kids are finishing school, adults are booking summer courses, and centres need bodies in classrooms. Demand is high and hiring is fast. If you can start in May or June, you're in a good spot. International schools, the April rush is largely over, but there are still late cycle positions appearing. It's not over yet. Public school agencies, increasingly active for September. Agencies are starting to lock in their teacher pools for the new academic year. Register now and get your documents processed and be on their list. Private schools have moderate activity in April, some end-of-year turnover starting to appear. If language centre work is your goal, May is your month. The window between now and July is the sweet spot. For September public school work, get agency paperwork moving. It does take time in Vietnam. June is language centre season at full volume. Vietnamese kids are on school holidays and enrolled in English summer programs en masse. Language centres are at peak capacity and many are scrambling for teachers. If you have a pulse and a TEFL certificate, you can find work in June. The quality and pay varies, but the volume of the opportunity is the highest of the year. Public schools, the school year has ended and the summer holidays is here, but the language centres are now ramping up for the new school year. It's time to negotiate your contract with public school agencies. International schools, very little activity in June. Everybody's off on holidays, and that means that there is no hiring activity during that summer break. Likewise with private schools. Most private schools take a break in June and see little activity because there is no HR or office staff available. They're all off enjoying the summer break. June rewards hustle. July is an interesting month. Busy in some ways and winding down in others. Language centres are still running summer programs, but hiring momentum starts to drop off as the courses come to an end and they need to reset for the new school year. Public school agencies are starting to get busy at this time. They're only a few weeks away from the new school year and they really need to lock in their teachers. If they are out of the country, they need to get them into the country, get their work permit set up and have them ready for the new school year that starts the first week in September. International schools are in a position where they are coming back to work. Some summer classes are being held in some schools, likewise with private schools, and there is a little bit of activity, but most private schools and international schools have most likely set up their teaching schedules for the new year. So for those, July is a little bit quiet as far as advertisements and setting up new contracts. However, there are some that maybe have not filled all their positions and they will return to active hiring in July. August is high pressure month for the public schools. The Vietnamese academic year starts in September and everything is accelerating. Public school agencies, this is their crunch time. Placements are being finalised, contracts are being signed, and schools are confirming teaching assignments. If you're not already in the pipeline with an agency by August, you've likely missed the September wave. That is, agencies do not have last-minute cancellations and will scramble to fill gaps. So it's still worth making contact. Private schools and international schools are actively hiring to fill their gaps that they haven't filled before the summer holidays. They work on a long plan cycle. So they are usually pretty well already set for their coming school year. But if they have any gaps through teachers leaving, then this is the time where they will work to fill those gaps for the new school year. Language centres, the summer is wrapping up, hiring slows down, and movement in this area starts to really take a break until the academic year starts and they begin their new cycle of after-school classes. August, you really need to be in country by August. August is the month where if you're here and you're ready to go, you will find work somewhere. Anything from the very lowest end all the way to the top will have opportunities come your way. September marks the beginning of the academic year in Vietnam, and it brings a fresh wave of hiring. Public schools are sending their teachers off to the first week of school. And in this area where they have shortfalls, they are scrambling to find bodies to fill gaps in their contracts. Casting a wide net to agencies that you have not made contact may actually find a lucky position that will suit you and you must be in country in September to be able to fill those roles. Likewise, the language centres are in their post-summer enrolments. The kids have gone back to school and they are setting up their new programs to roll through the autumn and into the winter. Centres are hiring a range of different skills for courses that will begin in September and October. Private schools, there is a little bit of residual hiring in the case where things may have changed. Maybe they have additional enrolments or something like that, and they need some extra spaces filled, but it would most likely be more of a casual or part-time nature. Likewise, international schools, not much happening here because they're already set, and they should really have the teaching programs set for the year ahead. They have started school probably a little bit earlier than the first week of September, and they are in the throes of their new school year. September, you really need to be in country to make use of the opportunities. October is stable and nose to the grindstone type of month. If you are already working at language centres and schools in October, it is your biggest earning month of the year. November also is a time where there's no school holidays, there's no breaks, there's no exams, and it's work. November is the month international school hunters need to take seriously. The recruitment season for the following August is properly open in November. So already the international and private schools are looking forward already to the following school year and they begin advertising. So if you are looking at international or private schools and you're not in country, it is November that you really need to be prepared and start making contact for the coming school year. Language centres are consistently hiring at this time. You've got the schools going hard, but the language centres are supporting the schools by running extra classes, and they're constantly rolling over. So you will find these language centres always are running ads to fill those gaps. November is a bit of a research and apply month for international schools. And if you are in country, it is a time where language centres usually give you the offer of some extra work that you may use to supplement your daytime school activities. December, Merry Christmas in Vietnam. Vietnam does not celebrate Christmas and we do not have a public holiday for that time. However, many of the international and private schools will take a holiday of their own choice. It is not an accredited national holiday, but they will take Christmas Day off in some circumstances. As far as hiring is concerned, public and international schools are continuing their recruitment process for the following year. Public school agencies and language centres are doing backfills and trying to plug gaps, but there is no active hiring process to speak of. Just starting to taper off a little bit, albeit as a teacher, there is lots of money to be made in December if you are able to make good use of your time and be really flexible with what you're doing and just teach anyone, anywhere, for any reason, and there will be lots of work available to you. What does that mean? The school year. If you're after language centre work, then June, July and March is your strongest months. Summer is a real gem for extra work. If you're into working in public schools through agencies, start talking to agencies in March and April and have your documents and stuff ready by July and be locked in by August in the country to start in September. As for private schools are where you want to be in April, May and August for your best bets, with rolling opportunities through the year. And if international schools are the dream, your hiring window is November through to April. The 1 month to genuinely slow down on job hunting is, we know it, it's February. TET will humble you. Use it to prepare. If you're in country, it will humble you. Yeah, use it to relax because not much happens in February. Vietnam is a fantastic place to build a teaching career. The demand for English teachers is real. The lifestyle is excellent and the opportunities range from solid part-time language centre work all the way up to full international school packages with flights, housing and pensions. Now, if you are looking for the best place to find one of these jobs, do not go and do random searches on the internet. Vietnam Teaching Jobs is the place for the very best teaching jobs in Vietnam. All the big schools, all the international schools, all the best language centres use Vietnam Teaching Jobs as their conduit to find the best teachers, both in country and out of country. Look up your next job on Vietnam Teaching Jobs. I did I've been here for 13 years, and if it wasn't for Vietnam Teaching Jobs, I don't know where I would be now. They've given me all the opportunity that I've had here because they are trusted. And when I applied for a job, I knew it was a legitimate job that I was going to be able to start and be successful in over a long period of time. Thanks, Vietnam Teaching Jobs. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. I'm Ray. I'm an Aussie in Vietnam, and I love Vietnam Teaching Jobs. Yeah. See you soon. Bye-bye.